Alright guys, making this video, I don't know, I'm kind of just reaching out. I want somebody else's opinion on this. This is a 2015 Polaris Sportsman 570. It's got zero lift on the back, and it's got I don't know, 27 12-12s in the back and 27 10-12s in the front, executioners. Anybody that's watched my video of this actual quad about a year ago or so, 2 years ago maybe, it had the exhaust mod, and it had 29.5 Outlaw 2s on it, had the lift all the way around, so on and so forth. I put that lift on there and I rode this thing on one ride, and I completely destroyed the differential. So it had like 100 miles on it, and it had a Super ATV lift on it with 29.5 Outlaws, and that axle broke and it busted the housing on the differential. And when the axle broke, it slung and bent both control arms, upper and lower control arms. It bent the back subframe part right there, bent it all up. So I took all the lift and everything off of it, took tires and wheels off of it, put the stock tires and wheels back on it, took it to Polaris, and they fixed it under warranty. I took all the lift off of it, sold the Outlaws, put these 27s on it, and thought, hey, everything's good. Until today. Today I was riding my two little girls around the yard, and we went down the dirt road, and I dynamited the brakes and turned the bike to the left, and the left rear tire come off the ground. Not very much, I would assume, because it wasn't even, I was going like 10 mile an hour, 15 mile an hour. But anyway, it come off the ground, and when it slammed back on the ground, I heard a pop. I didn't think nothing of it. I turned the fool around, gassed on it, and it pulled super hard to the right. I thought, well, I've got a broke axle. So I got it home and I tore it apart, and luckily that's a spot from the pry bar popping the axle out. But luckily it didn't get my differential this time, and it didn't do nothing crazy. So I guess I'll show you what the axle looks like. Excuse my shop, it's a mess. But this is what the axle looks like. It busted the cup, broke the knuckle. There's a bunch of pieces in there I've already cleaned up from messing with it, but the carriage is in there, and it's broke. You can see it. No, you can't, but it's right there. Anyway, the ball bearings, it slung it out, ripped the boot, so on and so forth. So anyway, I just wanted to see anybody else had issues with axles. I thought, the first time I broke an axle, I chalked it off as it was my fault. I had 29.5 Outlaws on it. Big tires break stuff, lifts break stuff, obviously. But you got to pay to play, I guess. But anyway, so I thought it was my own stupidity, so I took everything off of it, and here I am a year later, and I'm having to buy an axle from stock suspension. And the only reason it's got 27s is whenever they warranted the full wheeler the first time, and they put a new differential housing and an axle and upper and lower control arm and rear subframe and all that in it, they told me that Polaris covers under warranty up to a 27. Obviously you don't have a warranty on these anymore. I think there's like a 3 or a 6 month warranty on them. It's not very much, but so it's out of warranty. But here I am again with a broke axle. So I called Polaris and I was like, I need an axle. How much is one? And the OEM Polaris axle was like $549 or something. It was stupid. I mean, you could put, a set of Gorilla axles in one, or Rhino axles or whatever from Performance ATV. You could put a set of aftermarket axles in it way cheaper than that. They're a lot harder. But I'm just going to put an OEM replacement. It's an aftermarket, but it's OEM replacement in it. But comment below if you've run across this or whatever. I don't know. I'm kind of looking for somebody. There's a lot of these quads out there, and I've seen some of these guys got, 30-inch silverbacks on them, and they've got, big tires, and they're out there romping the piss out of them. And They may have aftermarket axles. Maybe that's the answer to it all. I don't know. This is the first Polaris I've ever owned. I've always rode Hondas and Yamaha, and Polaris had a good deal on these quads, and it's a nice bike. I like riding it. It's smooth to ride, but buy Polaris, they said. They're tough, they said, and I call bullshit. So anyway, I'm a firm believer I can tear up anything. If it's got 2 or 4 wheels, I'll ride and drive the piss out of it until it blows up. I don't care. But being under stock everything in 27, I was just kind of curious if anybody ran across this. But that's all I got. Thanks for watching. Comment below. See you guys.